Do you want us to find your first album?
Oh, let me tell you, because I remember that one too.
Okay.
It was for Lion King, and what was I doing at that audition?
Okay,
All them jazz dancers, boy, I was like, yoga, what? What? I was not in the right place. That
one of my worst auditions ever. To this day, it haunts me. Like I'll wake up and I'll do a song like, oh, the young days, you know. Is when I had just got signed to my agency at the moment. And they knew that I had a gymnastics background. So they were like, oh, okay, he's a dancer, gymnastics background. So they send me in for something that was super like micro-rooney, which is all like technique and, you know, stuff that was not me at the moment. You know, at that moment, I was very much like, I'm a hip-hop dancer. I just want to be really good at gymnastics, but I'm hip-hop. That's it. And I really wasn't learning to opening my mind to anything else. Which, to any dancer now who is watching this, open your mind. You have no idea. You have no idea where that next check is coming from. You pull aside and say, right, keep it open because trust me, bills will be paid if with an open mind. Okay. So I'm going into this audition and I'm wearing the worst outfit possible. Like it's a macaroni audition, which is totally all about technique and lines and like great form. And I'm coming in there with this baggy sweater, some big old like sweatpants. And it's for Crest white strips. And I was like, I'm not going to do it right now because I don't want anyone to get ideas and everyone to play. I'll save this for the finale.
And how'd that work out?
That was probably the worst decision because we got into the audition room and it was like 4 of us. And so I'm in like the front, I'm in the back line at first. And so we do it and I'm just butchering the choreography left and right, just the worst person there. And they're like, who the fuck? So then we switch lines to the jump. And then as I do the jump, I'm thinking, now this is the time I tumble. And then I put my foot down and I realize this is the wrong foot that I put down to start my tumbling. So I'm already like off axis because I don't know how to tumble off of my left leg as opposed to my right leg. So I'm like leaping in the air on the wrong leg and this foot comes around and slams into their table and breaks their table. So the table, boom. Table breaks in 2. Papers go flying everywhere. A woman looks at me, but she's not like worried if I'm okay. She's like, you fucked my work up, like kind of look. And so she's looking at me like, what'd you do? And I'm looking at her like, I would love to help you, but I have to win you over in audition, and so good luck. I have to make you like me. So I get up and then keep auditioning as if she's gonna pick me. But she was looking at me the whole time with the papers like, I hate you. I hate everything about you. My worst job ever. But I didn't get a call back.
Weird.
Weird. I didn't get a call back, but that
because your paper got mixed up in the wrong file.
Oh, she didn't call me back. That's weird. What was one of your worst auditions?
Oh gosh, I don't even know. There's so many auditions.
Yeah.
The worst is when you like first move out to LA and then you're like, okay, so you get that phone call from your agent. It's like, all right, so we need you to be fresh, young, sexy, body conscious, sporty. And circa 1940. What? You show up to that audition, you got like one stiletto heel, one like high top sneaker, and like a bra top, and but pigtails.
Right.
They got you all
super fresh, but young, but kind of sexy, and
you're like, I'll show my skin here, but not here. I do not look forward to that.
Yeah, I'm sure women, have it harder than men in that case.
Yeah. So the beautiful thing about LA is that sometimes like last minute auditions come up, and that's a great place to be at. You know, I'm like driving on the road, and then my agent will call like, hey, do you have your grips with you right now? They need you for a bar deal, like to swing some bars. I'm like, really? It's like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Why would I have my grips? Just in case I should go to the gymnastics gym today and swing some bars. They're in the back seat, right here. You know. Of course I have them. But it's just one of the beautiful things about LA that I do miss is the random, like if you hear the right moment, you know, it could be yours.
Yeah.
Well, it's like being on tour. Like, you gotta have everything you could possibly need in your trunk.
Exactly.
But now we just have it in a suitcase.
Exactly. Yeah. We keep it with us on our suitcase.
Yeah.
Exactly. Nice.
And then I was also going to ask about like long distance relationships and how hard that is to maintain, as it was before. but we're talking about 10 years ago up until now, and how many tours. I'm on my 11th, 13th tour or something like that, and I've been on so many tours, and it's always, oh girl, I holler at you and I'll see you in 2 months. Because my schedule doesn't open up until, or whatever it is, there's always, and before there was the FaceTime, iPhone, and Skype and all that. Man, I learned about Skype in Korea, and I remember being in the hallway, and they said, yeah man, they got this thing, you pay like $10 and you get this credit, but then everything is free, and you can talk to people with the camera on the computer. I said, it's really? Let me try it. And I was like, and so when you try it, you're like, this is awesome. But before that, you had calling cards.
Oh.
You had your little scratch, little number.
Yeah,
and then if you forgot the password, you had to get it over. Oh, scratched it too hard.
Yeah. I remember being in Japan. This is probably like, what, 2003? Maybe 2003. I was there by myself, and you went to the 7-Eleven. All you knew was like, I need the green calling card.
Right.
I don't know what company, but it's green.
It's internet.
Right.
You scratch it, you go to the phone on the street,
Right.
because your hotel phone, that doesn't work. So you go, you punch in all the numbers, and they say something in Japanese, and I just know I push 4. You push that 4, and you hope that maybe your mom is on the other line. You just hope.
Yeah.
It's before, I didn't even have a computer. I didn't have a laptop or any of that back then. If I wanted to send an email, you went to, I found a Kinko's, where you paid for 10 minutes of dial-up internet, where you had that modem that went like beep.
10 minutes was to get on.
Just to get an email.
Yeah.
Like there was no laptop or Wi-Fi didn't even exist.
Right, yeah.
So now add that to the fact that the difficulty of trying to maintain and a girlfriend who's needy. Well, and men are needy too.
Well, both of you, let me just say.
I know.
Let me just say.
But they want you to call twice a day, every week, once a day. I'm like, Lord, look, woman, look. I got time. I got 2 shows today.
Let me just say, both of you can't talk. You lucky people. Both of you guys are lucky.
First time I've ever had someone on tour with me, so there we go.
Okay, so Khalid has someone with him on tour, and I think that's a beautiful thing. Tammy she knew it was love at first sight, like the moment he was swinging off the ring. She was like, oh my God,
That's my man.
Right?
I choose him.
And you guys have had a blissful relationship ever since, or what I adore or think of as a blissful relationship. For me, on the other hand, for a single dancer touring, and still single and touring, it is what it is, No, I don't. It's gonna be okay.
We love you.
I love you guys. I'll find someone. But I understand.
But now they got them, the internet little help find these and stuff.
Right.
Like that. You know what I mean? They didn't have that before.
Help find these. They had Christians mingle. Find someone through Facebook. No. But it's been difficult because obviously, we go from France, and from France we'll fly to Portugal. From Portugal we do Spain, and then from there we're always in a different country. And just to try and find the right hour to call, or when you do call and you can't connect, to make sure that you're still awake and alert enough to actually hold your conversation. And then if it's not that, then it's just how do you keep it fresh by entertaining what we already know? We already know that. I already know that I love you. I already know that you love me. So we just can't sit there and be like, I love you. I love you too. So what did you do today? Just trying to always find ways to keep it fresh so far apart, because it is really hard to try and substitute your affection through a wave, or through this. But it's the business, and if you ask me right now, Terrance, would you drop everything and go and move to keep it together? No, that's why I'm still on this tour. Because you have to find out is it worth the squeeze? Is the juice worth the squeeze? And at the end of it, you want to be happy, you want to do what you love to do, but you want to find somebody that can actually appreciate and find that good nice balance. And I love that you two have been able to find that. And with me, I will find mine very soon.
Yes.
But I'm actually excited because it'll be very different.
Wink.
Wink,
He's single.
I enjoy long romantic walks. I enjoy tomato soup and grilled cheese.
No, but and I think one last thing I think to talk about is like how being on the tour, I've become so comfortable being in hotel rooms.
Yes, the weirdest thing.
Like actually, like I've been on, like when you go on break from tour, you might have like 4 weeks off or something, and you come back and you're like, wow, finally I'm back. I'm on tour. Like this is what I know. Because when you're at home, you're running around, you're doing this, that, and the third. You're catching up on this, and people want to see you lunch this time, and you're so But when you close these doors in the hotel, it's just you got your room. You can just kind of peace out for a second. You know what I mean? And it becomes kind of like home away from home, and it's like. That's weird. Maybe because I've been doing it so long.
Yeah.
It's like a flip, society reality. But there's a lot of time that there's a lot of downtime and peace time that you can actually create and work on so many other projects. And that's when things when you're on a productive day, on a good day, you're like, okay, I feel like getting up. You don't have the distraction of like, I don't know, whatever would be equivalent of being back home in LA and Vegas.
Yeah.
Like, okay, well, what are the guys at the door? There's people, your neighbors are coming over, people want to hang out, do this, that, and the third. But when you're on tour, you ain't got to worry about nobody. You're in this bubble.
Right.
And that bubble consists of the family that you're with, and even at that, they do their own thing too. So like, even though Terrance is my neighbor, I ain't got to deal with him until I get to work. You know what I mean? I'm here, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that world right there is something to be said about that. It's priceless, it's precious. But it's also captivating. It kind of keeps you kind of
Yeah,
closed
I know
off.
what you're saying.
It's closed off. You're closed off from the other, world. Like I never turn on the TV, but I'll turn it on when I hear like, dude, you didn't know there was a hurricane and the thing, and now Japan's on fire and the thing, and like there was one day Vegas caught fire. They said Mount Charleston is on fire. I said, when did that happen?
Yeah.
Just 2 days ago. Turn on the TV. Oh, no way.
That's what that black thing does.
That's what.
I mean, we live in a day and age now. I mean, we're so lucky to be touring in 2014,
Yeah.
where everybody's phone, well, except for me because I still have a BlackBerry, access to the world.
Yeah.
You can have your, parents' face on your phone from across the world, and it's so easily accessible. And I mean, I think that's why we're lucky. I think it makes it easier for us to be able to travel, and you can be in, Japan, and you're like, gosh, I don't know if I have to tip or not. Let me Google, let me find out.
Right.
Everything's there. But yeah, I mean, I like the hotel room, and I think that it's safe. This is our safe quarters now.
Yeah.
We know I got my 2 suitcases, I got my hotel room, I have a little plastic key. That's how I get in and out. I remember being back in LA over the break, and I'm like, oh my god, I have this whole keychain of things.
Right.
I've got a Ralph's card and a CVS card and a library. When was the last time I went to the library?
Right.
And you're like, oh god, where do I even put this? So
You just got one little slab in
now you just. That's it.
Yeah.
And if you lose it, you just go downstairs and they'll give you a new one.
Yeah. Convenience.
Life is so easy.
I need to have this in my apartment when I get back. How I'm sure. It's like, I lost my key. Yeah, that with the car dealership. I lost my key.
Now there are so many great things about being on tour, man, for sure. Like, and I've gotten used to so many things too. But I guess there's still nothing like being at home, right? You do the tour so that you can have something to go, or you leave home to make money so that you have a better life at home, or whatever reasons you have. So it's like, you have to kind of remember what you're doing it for at some point, if you do lose sight of that, I think. Because sometimes you be out here like, yo, I'm having a ball, I'm laughing, yeah. Oh mom, yeah, how you doing? I know it's your birthday. I forgot. You can't forget home and family and things like that, because it's easy to get,
Bye.